All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Network of Dispatchers. I want to say good morning, everybody. Happy holidays. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. Probably, trying to lose weight, but I probably gained some weight. Now, I want to remind everyone, if you're on camera, this is being recorded. So if you're on camera, make sure you are dressed appropriately. Make sure you don't have anything in the background that you don't want exposed to the general public in the world. Because we do have about 69,000 viewers on YouTube. That's a lot of viewers. And people do look at these videos and they comment. You should see some of the comments that I get. People about who's that in the background? Who is that that's on camera looking like that? Or whatever it should be. So just let y'all know, people see y'all. if you have your camera on, people watching you. So make sure you get all this stuff out your eyes. The mornings you got your eyes and stuff, and get all that taken care of. But as y'all can see, I'm in the holiday spirit. Got my little Christmas tree. Got my eggnog. Okay, so good to go. Yeah, it's spiked. It's real eggnog. the Jack Daniels kind. It's not the Borden. This is Jack Daniels eggnog. This is the real eggnog. So yeah, this is a little spiked. But I'm at home. I'm not driving, so everything's all good. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We want to welcome our guest this morning. Earlier on, we have CL of LA Logistics. We have James Nelson. Good morning, everybody. We have Dale in the house. We have Anthony from 12 Point Logistics. We have Charles Mundy again. We have Al from PP&J. And we have Marion McKenzie, who just joined us. And we're probably going to have some more people joining in here pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone, and we're going to go ahead and get started here so we can go ahead and jump this off. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And let's go ahead and get everyone muted so we won't have that background noise. And remember, if you have a question on anything, be sure to unmute yourself, ask the question, or you can type it into our little friendly area here where it says, I'm putting in where it says here. If you see that, that means that's where you can type in your question, and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. But let's go ahead and get everyone muted. Mute all. All right. As you all can see, I've got my eggnog. We're ready to go. We're in the holiday spirit. Happy holidays to you. We got a little Christmas tree and everything. My wife and I are gonna put up our big Christmas tree sometime today. Her, me, and the dog. So we're gonna put up the Christmas tree and everything, get everything started. All right. I got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one. We are growing. We are getting large. We are expanding, however you want to call it, but it's all good. We are expanding so much that Facebook has stopped us from adding people to our private chat group on Facebook. We have reached our maximum capacity for our chat group on Facebook. Now, with that being said, we have started a second chat group on Facebook. Okay, so we're moving into a second phase of a second chat group on Facebook. If you see here, we have two chat groups. We have the RBBS LLC support chat number 2, and we have the RBBS LLC chat group. Now, what we are doing with this is this. I want you all to understand something. We have some people who are always on the chat group, They're always giving advice. They're always helping people to understand the platform, understand the industry, questions that are being asked. They're ready to answer them and help out anytime they can. Don't think that this has gone unnoticed. It has not. We have been noticing. We do watch the chat group. We do monitor the chat group at all times. So we know who is actively in the chat groups, who always have advice to give and helping people and things like that. So what we're doing is we're setting up a way to help monetize your efforts so that you all can actually receive some type of compensation for your efforts other than the 2.5% when you help someone find a load, okay? We're talking about individuals who are always in the chat group, who are always there, who are always lending a helping hand, who are always answering questions, have great insightful things to do, and they don't mind giving up their time. So what we're doing is we're creating what we call group monitors or group mentors, okay? In the second chat group that we set up, some of you would notice that you are in both chat groups. If you are in both chat groups, you have been identified as a person who has mentor capabilities. And what we're going to be doing here in the near future, probably just after the first of the year, we're going to be setting, because we've got so many members now. We've got over close to 1,400 members, okay? A lot of members within our network now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up mentor groups, little segments, groups. We're going to be breaking everybody off into groups. The groups will have what's called a mentor. Your mentor will be a person that you can kind of rely on, go to, ask questions. It's like a second me. Basically, it's like a second me. So you all can, contact, call, get advice from. They can help you with the platform, help you kind of navigate some things, this and that. If you are designated or if you accept the designation of a group mentor, you will actually be getting a percentage of your group's production. Okay, and I want everybody to understand that this could potentially be huge. If you are mentoring your group, and if you're mentoring your group, and your group has got good production, they're booking loads, or they're paying their subscription fees, or whatever the case may be, on a monthly basis, you're either going to be getting percentage of the load fee, of the loads that they're booking, or you're going to be getting a percentage of their monthly subscription fee. It depends on whichever plan that they're on. Now, that's our thinking for the immediate. That's our immediate thought process. That may change. Now, that may change because we do have a lot of members. When we do have about 40% of our members are on the subscription fee. Not everybody is on the subscription. Only about 38 to 40% of our members are on the monthly subscription. We have a lot of members who are doing the 50-50 split. Okay, that's their choice. They want to do the 50-50 split, give up half their money. That's what they want to do. But we do have about 40% of our network who are on the subscription. Now, with that being said, that's a lot of money. Okay, so if let's say you got a group, let's say your mentor group. Let's say we start doing a mentor group. Let's say your mentor group is 100 members. So you have 100 members in your group, and you're the mentor for that group. Let's say out of that 100 members, let's say you've got, let's say 40% or 50% of those paying on the subscription fee. I'm going to show y'all how this breaks down. Let me pull up my good old trusty calculator. Give me a second here, everybody. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Let me pause my sharing here for a second, and let me get some of this stuff off the screen. There we go. All right. All right, here we go. All right, if you're on the group calculator, let me find a calculator here. Let me find a calculator. There we go. All right. Let's say you have. All right. Let's say you have. Get back to our page. My cursor, the little arrow, my cursor don't want to show. There it is, right there. All right. Let's say you've got 100 members in your group. Okay, if you got 100 members in your group that you are monitoring, that you are mentoring. And by the way, can everybody hear and see what we're doing? I want to make sure that everything is working properly. Can everybody hear and see what we're doing? If you can hear and see what we're doing, just type me a little yes, I got you, yes, I see, I hear you, and things like that. I want to make sure because I don't want to keep going and you all can't see my screen. All right. All right, great. Everybody can see. That's what we need.
Yeah, I see your screen, Cal.
All right, great. All right, let's say we got 100. If you got 100 people within your group that you are mentoring, and let's say 40% of them are on the on the subscription. So that means you're going to have 40 who are paying the $19.95 per month. Okay, that's $798. May not sound like a lot, but let's say we are, because these are the members that you are monitoring or that you are mentoring. Let's say we're giving you half of that. Okay, let's say you're getting 50% of that fee of that subscription. Okay, so if you're getting 50% of the subscription, that means your revenue from your group will be $399 per month. Now, the more members you have that are paying the subscription, the higher that goes. But out of that, you've got 60 members, okay, that are on the 50/50 plan. So that means you got 60 that are on the 50/50 plan. Let's say they're on the book 1 load per week. Okay. Let's say they're on the book 1 load per week. Not 4 loads a week like they should be doing if they got 1 carrier. But let's say they're on the booking 1 load a week. Okay. So you got 60 members and they're booking 1 load a week. Okay. If they're doing that, at least 1 load a week, let's say that load is a very, low paying load. Let's say it's $1,000, which means that's $100, right? All right. Which means that's $100. Now, if that's $100, and let's say you're getting, we're going to go with the same 2.5%. If you're getting 2.5% for being the group monitor, okay, that's $100. Let's say you're getting 2.5% of $100. Okay, that times 2.5%. That's going to give you 22. No, that's wrong. Is that right? No, that's going to give you $25. What it's going to give you, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's going to give you $25. So basically that's going to be $25 times 60. 25 times 60. That's $1,500 a week. See how that works? That's not bad money. On top of your $399 per month that you're getting from your subscription. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, it would be advantageous for me to keep them on the 50/50. Yeah, in the beginning, yes, it would. But in the long run, no, it wouldn't. Because in the long run, if they're on the subscription, what's going to happen is the more members you have in your group, the more sustainable income you have over time. Okay? But by having a mixture, you get the advantage of having good income coming in as a monitor, as a mentor, and if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and helping your group to be successful, and you're mentoring your group the right way, and your group is producing, guess what? You're going to make money. Okay? On top of whatever loads you're booking too. So as we're expanding, we're just trying to find more and more ways to monetize our network for the people who are actually actively participating. Okay? Now, that's a week. If you've got 60 members on the 50/50 split plan, and you're getting 2.5% of whatever they're getting, that's what it is. Now, we haven't made a decision on this yet. We may just decide to go 2.5% across the board. Okay, where you all get 2.5% or get 2% or get 1.5% across the board, whatever the case may be, of the load fee, versus a percentage of the $19.95, whatever the case may be. So we may just decide to do it that way. And if we do it that way, that would be more immediate money in your pocket. So then you'll be looking at that 2.5% of your entire network, or 1.5% of your entire network, whatever the case may be, versus that of 60%, 40%, however many people within your within your group is on the 100% plan, 50/50 plan, or the subscription plan, or whatever the case may be. But that's pretty good money if you're on that. If we're doing it this way, and if you're a mentor of a group and you've got your group doing high production. Now, and that's only now that these numbers are based on if they just book one load a week. That's what those numbers are based on, and you all are starting to see that numbers make the difference here. In everything that we do, numbers make the difference. Even when you're booking freight, the more carriers you have, the more loads you're going to book. Okay, so that's why we concentrate so hard and so strictly on finding carriers and getting them contracted. Now, does anybody have any quick questions about this, any comments about this, or anything like that that you want to bring up right now before we move on? Yeah, Charles just made a point of 150 a week. Let me double check the math on that, because let's double check the math on that. He might be right, but let's double check the math on that. If you got 60 members and they're all doing $1,000, and 10% of 1,000 is 100, so you got $100 times 2. Let's do this: $100 minus 2.5%. That will actually show it to me. I think that's how you do it. Let's see. Let me see. 2.5%. Yeah, 25. 2.5%. That's how, I'm doing that wrong. $100 minus 2.5%. There we go. What's 2.5% of $100? Is that just $2.40? Yeah, because 10% of $100. You're right, Charles. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, it's $2.40. $2.40.
Yeah, that'd be $2.40. You're right, Charles. So it's not. So it wouldn't be that. It would be $2.40. So we may just do it where it's 10% or 20% of whatever the dispatch fee is. 20% of the dispatch fee or 10% of the dispatch fee.
I was just going off the example you were saying, Calvin. If you had 60 members who's paying the 50/50 and they each book one load a week at say $1,000, right? So that's $100 for each member, right? So 60 members times $100, that's $6,000. So 2.5% of $6,000 is $150.
Yeah. And that's a week times. Yeah, $150. So that times 4.33. Well, that ain't right. I know what's wrong with my calculator. 150 times 4.33. There we go. So that'd be $649 per month from your group. Plus, if the other 40% was doing it the other way, it would be $399 plus $399 a month. So that would give you a total of $1,048 per month for monitoring your group. Which is still not bad if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's still not bad. An extra $1,000 per month for helping people to understand our platform and understand the industry. And the larger you build your group, the more your money expands. But like I said, we haven't made any final decisions. We're still throwing it around and kind of looking at it and seeing how we can do and how we can make it the most profitable for everyone. We may decide to do it at 10% of the $100. You know, where you're getting, if you're getting $100 and we do, because you're the group monitor, you're getting 10% of that. You could be getting $10 for every $100 that's made. Okay, and you got 60 people and you all are doing $10 each, and that increases that considerably. Okay, so. But we haven't made any final decisions on it yet. But that's just some of the things that we are throwing around. Now remember, so if you are new and you're coming on, we can no longer add anyone to our original RBBS chat group on Facebook. So it is full. that group is full. As you all can see here, this group is full, so we can't add any more people to this group. Those of you who find yourself in both groups, you have been identified as people who are consistently helping our network out. So we've got our eye on you for our mentorship. So when we get this straightened out and how we want to implement it, we'll be sending out the offers for you to accept or decline. You know, I mean, if you don't have the time, just say I don't have the time. No hard feelings. No, it's nothing like that. But if you do have the time, you think something you want to take on, and you think you have something to offer, by all means, accept. And how did you get put on the list for those people who are becoming mentored? Participate in the groups. That's how you get put on the list. It's not something that you can request. It's something that we notice, and then we add you to it. Okay? That's just how it is. So if you are active on the chat group, if you are active in helping people, if you are active in answering questions when people come to the chat group and stuff, if you're doing that, you're gonna be put in that pot for mentorship. Okay, and that's how we determine who gets chosen for that. All right. Let's move on to something else here. Now, moving on to something else. Oh, Dale and I were talking. Dale called me up last night, rather late.
Yeah.
And I did pick up the phone, and I do, I still do consult with people. All I tell you all is if you call me and I don't pick up the phone, trust me, I'm not screening calls. I'm not ignoring you. I'm on the phone with somebody else. As simple as that's just how it is. Matter of fact, when Dale called last night, we had about 5 calls that came in back to back to back. So we had them all backed up. But that's what I do. So it is what it is. But anyway, Dale called up last night, and I'm going to share this. I hope Dale don't mind. Dale called up last night because he was having some problems. Dale started with us not too long ago. And Dale, what particular problem did you have? I'm going to let you go ahead and...
My problem was I was trying to get drivers, and some of them will say they'll call me back. I got a lot of hot shots to sign up with me, so that was good. But the flatbeds, the vans, and the reefers, I tried to pitch the script. They weren't too sure about signing on with me. Then I got confused. You cleared this up for me, Cal, yesterday when you were telling me that if a driver is leased on to someone else, I could still lease him on as my dispatcher. I didn't know that. So thank you again for that, Cal. But that's basically what the problem that I'm having. It's just that I can't seem to get the carriers locked in for some reason.
All right. Now, Dale simplified the problem a lot more than what I would have. But he did leave out some stuff. When Dale called, now everything Dale said was true. He just didn't say everything.
It's your conference. I don't want to take a good time.
Now, when Dale called last night, he said, hey, first of all, and thanks for the platform, great platform, and thanks for all the help, and thank you for picking up the call. But I'm having problems getting carriers to send back that dispatch agreement. They give me this excuse, give me that. I said, well, let me hear your pitch. I said, go ahead and just lay it down to me, your normal day. He said, well, I started calling this. I said, yeah, but let me hear your pitch. And he started off with, hello, this is Dale. I'm a dispatcher, and I was wondering, and I immediately said, okay, I see your problem right now. I said, that's not the pitch, Dale. I said, that's not the pitch. Okay, the pitch, and that's how I explained to him. The pitch is designed a certain way for a reason. Okay, the pitch is designed to create enthusiasm. The pitch is designed to get them on your script. Get them on your page. This is your movie. You are the director. You are the writer. You are the producer. So when you say action, you want them to respond the way you want them to respond, and that's what the pitch is designed to do. But it's not going to do that if you don't pitch it the way we pitch it. Okay, when you start saying stuff like, I'm a dispatcher and I was wondering, no, we don't wonder. That's not what we do. We don't wonder. We let people know that we are here to find them good paying freight. We're here to find them the freight that they want, that they need to move their truck. So don't start using words like, I was wondering if, look, that's like when the lady calls here all the time, and y'all get these sales calls too, when people call up and say, hello, my name is Cindy. Please don't hang up. What's the first thing you do? You hang up.
Hang up.
Because she sounds like everybody else. Okay? And when you start calling up these carriers and you start saying, hey, how you doing? My name is Calvin, and I'm a dispatcher. I was wondering, how many calls you think they get like that in the course of a day or the course of a week? Just like we get all these, sales calls from these AT&T or healthcare people or whatever it is they want to do. They get those calls too from people like us. But if you sound like everybody else, guess what? And like I asked him, do you watch Star Trek? He said, yeah, I watch Star Trek. Okay. When you start sounding like that, that's just like Kurt looking and saying, oh, the rumblers is out there. Red alert, raise the shields. Okay, that's what's going to happen. They're going to go to red alert, they're going to raise the shield, and they're already going to be cutting you off. They're not going to hear anything else you're saying. Why? Because you're sounding like everyone else.
Right. You're right, Cal.
Yeah. No, I'm not picking on you, Dale. I'm just saying, I'm just using it for an example. But the key here is everyone needs to learn the pitch. Okay? They need to learn it the way that we pitch it. If you want to see how we make the pitch, go back and watch last week's training video or the week before that. Okay, the last 3 training videos, we've been going over the pitch, over and over again, just heavy. We did some live calls. We've done a lot of role playing, and the way that I pitch it is the way you should be pitching it. You shouldn't be stumbling through it going, well, I was wondering, I'm a dispatcher and this and that. No, you should be calling up and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, I see you down in Mobile, Alabama. Okay, how's business going for you? Oh, it's going great. Oh, it's going slow. This is it. Well, and then they're probably gonna say, well, and who is this and why are you calling me? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Calvin. I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers. We are the largest network of independent dispatchers in the country, with more than 1,300 dispatch firms strong, all working together to help find carriers like you high dollar freight and the freight you need to move your truck. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? Now, notice what I just said in there. There are certain key words that hits on what they want to hear. Keywords that's going to bring them into your world. Okay? We are the largest network of independent dispatchers, 1,300 strong. Second key, all working together to find what? Carriers like you, high dollar freight. Okay? Now you're going back. Now all they're hearing is this. All they're hearing is this. 1,300 dispatchers, high dollar freight, how much money I need to move my truck. All that other stuff, it was just connecting pieces where you're connecting that, the dots. But that's what they heard. And that's why the script is constructed that way, so that it highlights those key points, and they hear that, and that's all they're focused on. So when you say how much money do you need to move your truck, they're focused on high dollar freight, 1,300 dispatchers, and the only question in their head, the only thing they're thinking about really is, how much money do I need to move my truck? Now they're trying to come up with a number. So all the other stuff you're saying to them, no matter what it is really not going to distract from what you've already just put out there for them, because they are fixated on now thinking, how much money do I need to move my truck? Now they're either going to come back with 1 or 2 answers. There's only one or two responses that they're going to have. Okay? Well, I need, or what the hell are you talking about? One or the other. There's no in between. Right there, they're going to say.
That's true, Ken. I got a couple of, what the heck are you talking about? Yeah.
Exactly. They're going to go, I need, or they're going to say, what the hell are you talking about? Now, if they say, what the hell are you talking about, that's great. That's great, because now they are inviting you to do what? To tell them about what you do and to help them understand what you do so that you can help them make more money. That's what you want. You want them to invite you in. That's like on the vampire movie. The vampire can't come in until someone invites him into the house. After that, it's dinner time. Okay? So that's what you want. You want them to invite you in so that you can now feel free to explain to them what you do. Oh, I'm sorry. Like I said, we are with the largest network of independent dispatchers in the industry, and we understand not every carrier can move freight for the same amount of money because you have expenses that other carriers may not have. With that being said, if you tell me that you need loads that's going more than 500 miles and those loads have to pay at least $2.25 per mile, that's all we're gonna look for. Don't say say we. That's all we're gonna look for. Okay? If you tell me you want loads that's going under 500 miles, but they gotta pay $3.10 a mile, guess what? I'm not gonna look for anything that's paying less than that. I'm gonna look for loads that's paying more than that. If you tell me you don't want to be in the mountains, I'm not gonna go and see you up in the North Carolina and all of them high miles up in Ohio. I'm gonna find you loads down on the south and keep you running on flatland. If you tell me you don't want loads that's weighing a whole lot of weight, and you tell me you only want loads that's weighing less than 35,000 pounds, and then you're looking at loads I'm just pulling more than that kind of weight because that's not what you want. Okay? So you know when you see my number on your call ID, I got the kind of loads you want, going to the places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. How's that sound to you? Go right for the close. How's that sound to you? Where can I send your dispatch agreement? Then they're going to come back with, more than likely, well, how much do you charge? You know, and you go right into explain to you why you do, why that doesn't matter. Look, go back and watch how we do the pitch. Okay, there is a response for just about every objection that they have, but you're not gonna be able to do these responses or make them flow easily if you don't know the pitch. Learn the pitch. Second thing, become salespeople. I say this every week. You got to become salespeople. You got to become salespeople. The most important thing about this, what we're doing, is sales. Because this is sales. And if you're not conditioning yourself to be phone salespeople, you are not going to be successful in this industry. Let me repeat that. If you are not preparing yourself or perfecting your sales skills over the phone, you will not be successful in this industry. Okay? Now, a lot of y'all say, Calvin, well, you sure talk a lot. Yeah, because I'm a salesperson. Actually, in real life, I'm kind of shy. My wife will tell you, and now when I'm around the house or when I'm out, whatever, I'm kind of quiet. But when someone comes up to me and they engage me, I get kind of chatty because I'm a salesperson. But I had to teach myself that. That didn't come naturally to me. I started off in life stuttering like a woo. You ever see the guy on what's the movie with Martin Payne and what's the guy Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and the guy stuttering so much he can't get anything out. That was me. I used to stutter so bad when I was a kid. Boy, I'll tell you, I literally died twice. I mean, literally choked myself to death on my own words. I had to go to a specialist, all kind of stuff. Boy, my mama, they spent a lot of money trying to get me just to talk, and without repeating the same thing over and over again. So it took me a while to develop sales skills. Okay, but if you're afraid to open your mouth, you're not going to make money in this industry. And you got to learn how to be very successful as a salesperson. Now, with that being said, we're not going to harp on that too much because we do that every week. I tell you all, you got to be salespeople, you got to be salespeople, you got to be salespeople, you got to learn sales skills. But from that, let's go into looking at some of these load boards. Any questions on sales tactics and sales skills and calling up carriers and things like that? Before we move on.
I pretty much got it now, Cal.
All right, great. Anybody besides Dale? Let's see here. Charles said I recommend a book I read. What book was that, Charles?
I'm typing into the chat now, but it's called "You Can Negotiate Anything" by Herb Cohen.
Yeah. That is a good book. That is a good book. Zig Ziglar had a couple of good ones out too. I can't remember the name of them right now, but yeah, you can negotiate anything. But those of you who are not on here with us, who are going to be watching this
hey,
later,
Charles, I might reach out to you for that. I might reach out.
All right. Let's go ahead and get everybody back muted because you're starting to. But I've got too many people with an open mic here. Give me a second.
Oh shit.
All right, there we go. Now remember, when you all jump in, remember these are open mics when you jump in. If you want to communicate something to someone, type it in. You can actually type it directly to them if you don't want everyone else to see it. So you can go in and you can pull up the people and send them a message and type stuff to them. But when you chime in on the mic, it's an open mic, and it's kind of broadcasting, and it's going to interfere with what we got going on. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and go to our back office. Our back office, you're going to go over here where it says More. You're going to come down here where it says Dispatcher Tools and Resources. You're going to click on that bad boy right there, and that should take you over to our back office. If those of you who are not members of our network, you won't be able to access this area, but you can see what we're doing here as we're broadcasting it. Yeah, I'm living on my coffee and my eggnog this morning. But this is our back office. Now we're going to, is there anything, all right, today what we're going to do is we're going to be reaching out to you all and having you all to tell us what you're having problems with in the back office. All right. And when I say problems in the back office is if you have a problem with pulling up something or accessing something or understanding something in the back office or understanding how to operate the back office, now is the time for you to ask that question or ask questions about that problem you was having. Does anybody have a problem with accessing stuff? And I know y'all do because I see on the chat y'all ask a lot of questions about how do I find this in the back office? How do I get to this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Before I start going over the back office stuff real quick and going over some of the load boards and some of the things that we do in the back office, does anybody have a specific concern or problem that they were dealing with or difficulties that they've had with using the back office? I'm doing my Alice Trebek, blank look now because I'm waiting. Little dun 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 dun. All right. So I guess nobody's having any problems. All right. Nobody said anything. Nobody's having any problems. Now, how come when I go in the chat, I see all kinds of questions about the back office, but when it comes to operational training, nobody has anything to say. Well, y'all get real quiet.
Cal, I got a question. The only thing, this is Dale again. The only question I have is, do you have any? I heard people talking about like Internet Truck Stop, and we don't have access to those load boards, right?
No, we as a group don't, but there are individuals within our network who do. And remember, this is a networking group, so feel free to reach out to Charles. Says that he has it, so reach out to Charles, reach out to other members who have those, and work out something where you all can share that. And remember, if you're sharing your access to a certain load board, and if you book loads from that load board, the person that shared that load board with you is getting paid 2.5% of the load fee.
Right.
See, that's something you all tend to forget sometimes. So the reason, if you are someone who has access to a lot of premium load boards, you could be making money from your access. You really could. Okay? Or if you're someone who needs access, there are lots of members within our network who have that access. What we may do is we may create a load board access directory, a members load board directory on in our back office where you all can go and list. You all can list yourselves and list what load boards you have access to, and list a way for members to contact you. So that's something that we probably go into.
Yeah, because I know I haven't gotten drivers yet, but I pretty much I've pretty much been in the back office looking at stuff, looking at load boards and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I noticed on like Lane Honey, those are great paying freights. But a lot of that stuff, Cal, on Lane Honey, is when you call them up, you see what they list them as one thing, and then you call them up and it's going for something completely different.
Yeah, Lane Honey is one of those sites, like I told y'all before. If you're going into Lane Honey, okay, it is a great site to quote stuff from if you're getting people signed up. All right, you're going to get carriers signed up. But when you go there, you've got to be a negotiator.
Okay.
It's one of those sites where they actively negotiate. Because remember what it is. It is a direct broker shipper site. Okay, it is more of a direct shipper site where brokers have access to a lot of high-paying freight, and they'll post those lanes on there, but they're posting to you what that broker, basically what the broker has. So they're kind of showing you what the broker is making on those loads.
Right.
Because they're showing you what the brokers, what they have, how much money they have access to. Now, Lane Hunter, when I contacted Lane Hunter said that they are very strict about brokers posting what they actually have access to. So, in other words, brokers, I'm not going to say all, because some people always try to skate the system. Some people are going to try to skate a bill no matter what. You know, like Blaze said, always trying to skate a bill. Yeah, I'm a big movie fan. Right? But you know, Lane Honey. When I reached out to them, they basically told me this: and look, we try to stay on top of and make sure that brokers understand when they're posting what their lanes are, they must post the actual money that they are getting, what they have available. Okay. They're not supposed to be holding back. Like if a shipper is giving them $10 per mile, they can't go on Lane Hunter and say, "Well, I have these lanes or this lane at $8 per mile." You see, or $5. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They have to show what their take is. Now, what you negotiate with them from that, because you're seeing what their cap is. So it's up to you to go in. That's why when you call them up, they always say, "Well, how much do you need? How much can you stand to live with?"
Right.
You know, that's a common question that they ask you on Lane Hunter when you call them up. That's probably the first thing out of their mouth. Well, how much are you willing to take? Or what can you live with? How much do you need? Because they're showing you their hand. Okay, they're showing you what they have. Right. Now you have to negotiate with them a fair settlement as far as what you need for your carry. Okay, Lane Honey is great. It is absolutely great for individuals who have good negotiating skills and who understand how the brokerage really works. All right. Good question. Let me go ahead and mute people again because we got some. Sounds like somebody was at an airport there, but while we're talking about Lane Hunter, let's go there because I know it's easier to kind of understand something when you're looking at it. So let's go and look at it. Let's go and look at it. Lane Honey, we're going to click on it. We're going to go down here to Lane Honey. We're going to click on the link. We're going to get on in there. Get on into Lane Honey. Let's see what's going on. If it goes ahead and pull up here, taking its time. Come on, really? Let's try this again. Check my internet. Yep, there it is. All right. Running kind of slow there for some reason. All right. If you're on Lane Hunter, now you notice here they have great rates. They're going to have great rates. 463 miles, $1,457, $3.14. I mean, that's decent. That's not the greatest, but that's decent. Like I say here from Ontario, California, USA area, radius 100 miles, high demand, 432 posts. That's 432 loads that were posted. Out of the 432 loads, 256 of them were filled. The rate per mile on one of the highest ones was $31.60 per mile. That's pretty good. Okay, that's probably, trust me, that was probably a short mileage run, very short mileage run with a high pay. What you call it? Now, let's say if you're going in here, does someone have a question? Because I noticed someone has unmuted their mic. If you don't have a question, please leave your mics muted because the background noise is very distracting. All right, thank you. All right, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute, but don't unmute yourself unless you have a question. Okay, Anthony says,
Cam.
Yeah.
This is Lewis, Washington.
Hey, Lewis.
This question here, it says 286 miles of 965. That's how much the shipper bidded the load for?
On that particular one, yes. Or that's probably
the shipper gave it broker.
Yeah, Houston, Texas, USA to Louisiana, USA, 268 miles, $965. That's when you call up on that, they're gonna take the first thing they're gonna ask you, let me check if that load's still available. It may be available. Then it's okay. All right, great. How much you need out of that? Now that is probably more than likely when you see that $3.60. A lot of times that's what the broker has that's available on that load. Okay, even though the price is posted for the load, yes, because remember what lane hunting is. Lane hunting is not your ordinary. It's not your ordinary load board. Okay, these are lanes. What they're doing. They're posting lanes, and the way that they're set up is when the brokers come, they're a direct shipper type site. Okay, so when the broker comes there, the broker is posting what they have available. The broker's not posting what he's willing to give you. He's posting what he has available. Unlike other load boards, right, the broker, you're only seeing what the broker is willing to give you versus what he actually has available to him. Now, with that being said, the broker's got to make money out of that too. Okay? Lane hunting is a site that's more for the advanced type of dispatcher, people who are kind of knowledgeable on negotiating and understanding the fact that everybody's got to eat. Because you have some people that only want to eat themselves, but they don't want nobody else to eat. You understand what I'm saying? That's like the person that comes to you, if you're selling cars or something, and you got a cousin or uncle that, hey, man, hook me up. What? Hook you up? That's why I love my family, because, see, my family don't ask for hookups because they know better. When I sold cars, and I was good at selling cars. From what I can understand, I still hold a record for the most cars sold in one day. It was on a Saturday. We was having a midnight madness sale, one of those 24-hour sales things going on. I was working at a Nissan, Volvo, and Oldsmobile dealership. I sold 27 cars in one day. From what I understand, I still have the record here in Tallahassee. And I sold a lot of vehicles to my family members. And guess what? My family members didn't ask for discounts. Rightfully so, because I'm going to give them a decent deal, but they have to understand I still have to feed my family too. And if you're a family member, you would want someone in your family to be able to support his family very well. So why would you go to their business and ask them to cut their own throat? And that's what a lot of people have to understand. When you're negotiating, you have to understand that everybody has to eat. Everybody at the table has to eat. So you never go into a situation where someone is showing you their hand and you say, well, I see you got $360. Well, I want $3. You can go somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? You can't be that way. If you look at this and if you can't live on half of what that's being offered, that's not the load for you. So a good rule of thumb, if you see a load on lane hunting, expect only to get about half of what that posted rate is. Because that posted rate, 9 times out of 10, is going to be what the broker has available. Now, some of these stuff on here is posted by shippers too. So when you see like a lot of this high dollar freight, a lot of times that's shippers that's posted that. That's what they are paying on some of those rates or whatever case may be. Not to mention that they still want to try to cut that as much as possible because they have people that work in their departments that negotiates too. They handle negotiating these rates as well as brokers do when they're doing this stuff themselves. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay, make sure you have to keep that in mind. All right. So when you're looking at some of this stuff on Lane Honey, just remember that like here's one right here. Now, this is pretty good. Okay, 58. That's a lane. That's 137 post 58 will field. 3,700,000, 22 miles, $3.62 a mile. You could probably get by with asking for $2.25 on that. Because if I'm a broker, me personally as a broker, if I'm making $1.50 a mile, I'm good. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was a broker, when I was brokering, if I was making sometimes I would take $1 a mile, 90 cents a mile. You know why? Because I'm not losing any money. I don't have to pay for gas. I don't have to pay for truck insurance. I don't have to pay for any of that stuff. Yeah, I pay my insurance that I have and my bond fee, but other than that, and whatever fees I got to operate my business, but I don't have the expenses that a carrier has. So I didn't mind giving the carrier more than what I was getting because, mine is percentage-wise, and I'm just sitting here at home, and I really don't have the same expenses as a carrier has. So knowing that gives me an upper hand when I go in to negotiate with brokers because I can remind brokers of this, and you can do the same thing. Well, Mr. Broker, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have the same expenses as my carrier has. And there's nothing that says you can't bring it up with a broker because you can, because you're trying to get what? You're trying to negotiate for your carrier. Okay? You don't have the same expenses that my carrier has. Now, with that being said, can you see it possible that on this $3.91 per mile that I can have at least $2.25? You see what I'm saying? And that would still leave you with over $1 and blah, 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 David, per mile. Which on a, 1,359 miles, that ain't bad money for a broker for that one, for that one load. So brush up on your negotiating skills and learn how to negotiate before you go into lane hunting. And just give me some tips on that. Any other questions, about lane hunting? I think that was the confusion about lane hunting because a lot of people looking at this stuff and it was like, wow, these some great paying freight. But what you got to realize, that's what the actual broker has available. That's what he has. Now, what you're getting from that is going to be something totally different. Let's look up some stuff here real quick and see what some of the lanes are. Let's see, Dallas, Texas, Tallahassee to Dallas, Texas, and let's look up all. How do I look up all three? No, I can't look up all three. Let's just look up flatbed.
You gotta highlight all three. You can highlight all three of them.
That's all I was trying to. I was trying to highlight all three.
It takes a minute.
It takes a minute. Okay, but anyway, if we're looking at what are we looking at? Dry vans. Yeah, we're looking at dry vans. If I'm looking at
also, instead of going to lanes, go to loads up there at the top.
Yeah, there we go. You can go lanes or you can go loads. Okay, let's see. Tallahassee.
All three highlighted now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Tallahassee, 100-mile radius, because 100-mile radius doesn't tell me where I'm going, but let's just say 100-mile radius. And buying loads, leaving out of Tallahassee. All right. You can see here, it's pulling up, it says 352 loads posted, 273 were filled. Rates averaging, $4.47 is what they have available. So, with that, you probably get some decent rates out of that. Because if you do something like that, you're looking at what? At least $2.25 if you're splitting it right down the middle. If you're trying to get about $3, you're still giving the broker still getting $1.47. You understand what I'm saying? So per mile. So and you can ask, and and a lot of times you can get that from a broker. If a broker's got $4.47 available, and if you're leaving him about $1.50, a lot of times a broker will go for that, especially if that lane has been, if that load has been sitting there for a minute and it needs to move. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, these are all factors that you may want to ask when you're on lane hunting. Well, how long has the load been sitting there? Or you really need to move this load? Is this the load that you really need to move? You're not out of line for asking that question. So this is what's going to help determine where you're going to fall on your price. Okay. Down to the Jacksonville, 123 miles. See right here, and it tells you right here, broker gets. So that should tell you, when you're looking at this stuff, it says brokers get. All right. They're telling you that this is what the broker is getting out of this lane. Okay. So if you click on that, you know, it's going to pull up, you know, the highest ones first. If you want to go down in descending order for what the broker gets, you want to do the highest one for rates. You click on here. This is the highest ones for rates, 447, whatever the case may be. But this area here tells you what the broker is getting. Okay, 200 miles, right? 737 miles. That comes out to be $3.60 a mile. But that's what the broker's getting. So it's telling you all that. But I'm saying that there's a lot of stuff up here to read. But if you read this stuff, it pretty much explains to you how lane hunting works. This is what the broker is getting. So you have to negotiate from that. So when you see these lows, right, you have to realize that that's what the broker is getting. You have to negotiate from that. So yes, they are decent freight, but is it as great as it looks? Not really. They just give you they're just flipping the script. That's all lane hunting is doing. Where other load boards are only showing you what the broker is willing to give you, lane hunting is showing you their hand. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
All right, great. So, from here on out in the future, we shouldn't have we should have many questions on how to operate on lane hunting. Because just remember, when you go on lane hunting, the broker is showing you their hand. They're showing you what they have. So you have to negotiate from what they from what they have. All right. Any other questions on lane hunting? Or is there another load board that somebody wants me to go over that's in our back office real quick before we move on?
Yes, hey Calvin.
Yes, ma'am.
We went to I think it's Direct Freight. I saw that on.
And who is we?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Robin Washington and Louis Washington.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well.
Because you've been watching, because you know I'm from old school. And my grandma would say, if I didn't sleep at your house, you gotta introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. I thought it automatically came up. Okay. We pay for Direct Freight. Is that a one that you have to pay for? I thought it was on our load board, but it gave us a free 15-day trial. But
what are you looking at? You looking at this right here? Direct. Why are you paying a $15 trial?
Well, no, because when I clicked on it.
Ms. Washington, look at that right. You see right there?
I did that, but it didn't come up. And and then when it came, they asked me if I wanted to do a 15-day free trial.
Well, let's see here.
Yep.
Let's see what it does here. Let's do a little log in here.
Keymore. I don't think I put Keymore on mine.
See, you gotta see when you put it in the right. Cause all right. Look here. Now I'm gonna ask Mr. Moore to change his password. Cause if you go to our back office, when you look underneath our back office section, all right, I'm gonna hide this a little bit here. No, I can't really hide it. When you go into our back office and you look up load boards, when you pull up the load board, underneath it, it's got the username and password. You understand what I'm saying? Underneath it, you got the username and password. That's the username and password you gotta put in to gain access.
Okay.
If you don't put that username and password, of course, they're gonna treat you like you're a new, user that don't have access.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
I was new user that didn't know.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, just kind of look at the stuff in the back here. But if you're not really looking for it, and believe it or not, this is why when you first come into our platform, you notice you have to go through a lot of reading directions and clicking on links in order to get completely implemented into our platform. Now, before, we didn't have that. Those of you who have been with us from the beginning, remember, it was real simple. You just come onto the platform, we give you access without you having to go to the orientation video, without you having to go through the testing phase. None, we didn't do any of that. Why? Because we have people just jump right in. But we noticed that when we did that, people were not conditioned to read the instructions or follow steps or follow a procedure. That's why our platform is set up for you to go through these different steps in order to get set up, okay? Because it conditions you to start reading everything on that page. Because each one of our sections in the back office, if you look at these little sections right here, right? When you go to a certain section, if you look underneath it, it has some stuff there. Now, if you're not reading that, of course, you're not going to know. If you're just going down there and clicking the link and without reading it, you're not going to know that what username and password do I put in here?
But you know what? I'm pretty sure I put in a password because I think it said, I can't remember it totally, but it said something about because the password because I am boss or something like that.
Yeah, that's for a different website. That's not for this one.
Okay.
I mean, we do have that is one of our passwords, but that's not the one for this one. Now I'm gonna have to go and change that password.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
God. Well, we don't know which one it is.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, I change passwords all the time, but I do update them, and that's one of the reasons why you all have to look at the information, because the passwords do get changed, and if your computer is like mine, when you first put it in, it's gonna store it. So you just clicking on it, expecting it to be the same thing. So read it before you click on it, because that password could have been changed, and I do change them.
Okay, but I know I put in a password. It just didn't work for me, and so that's why I was like, okay, well, maybe not. This is faithful, but okay.
Yeah, just go back and redo it again. But since we're on direct freight, let's go to direct freight and let's see what we got here. See what direct freight is doing. Anybody got a carrier that they've been looking for loads for? Let's do some active load search here. Anybody got a carrier that they've been looking for a load for?
Yes. Yes. T&L investment prompts. That's who I have.
Okay.
I'm trying to find loads for.
Okay. Where they?
Georgia.
Just anywhere in Georgia?
Georgia to Kansas.
Georgia. All right, let's go to Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia, entire state. And you want to go to Kansas, huh? Now remember, on direct freight, you can go to the map. Okay, a lot of you that don't know this, when you're on direct freight, they have a map. If you're looking by state, you can just go and just pull up the map and just click on the state. Okay, which makes it kind of good because it tells you they've got 1,630 loads leaving out of Georgia, out of Alabama 1,415 loads, out of Florida 904 loads. So you can kind of just click on the map, and then it's gonna generate those loads for you. Now, if you want to see where you want to put in a destination, and you want to go to Kansas, And what type of trailer is it?
But And we are finding, we need power only.
Okay, so you need power only. One moment. Let's find power only. There it is right there, PO. Power only. All right. And what date?
Actually, is
On Monday?
Yeah. They have delivered Monday, so Tuesday.
Tuesday. So we're looking for Tuesday. And today is the 1st. Happy December the 1st, everybody.
Absolutely. Happy December 1st, everybody.
Tuesday. So pick it up on Tuesday, December the 1st. Right?
Yes.
Right.
All right. Let's do a little search here. What do we have? 0 for power only. Picking up on Tuesday, December the 1st. Now let's hold up. Now let's do this now. Let's change the radius and see what happens. Let's change the radius. A lot of times you just change the radius. Still nothing. 0. See, these power only.
Yeah. I've been having a hard time with
them. They are hard. But never fear. Because why? Because you have other load boards.
Well, you know what? Can we change it from Kansas to Georgia? See if they have any coming out of there, because I may have another.
What do you mean? Coming from Kansas? Going to Georgia?
From Kansas to Georgia.
Okay, so coming from Kansas.
But I've just been finding it very hard.
Well, it is. Well, it is going to be hard to find power only loads. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, because just like hot shot loads, it's going to be hard to find a hot shot load. That's why we tell people to deal with the try to concentrate on signing up carriers that has the specific things. Well, hold on. Let me take out the date too. Let me take the date out. So we get still nothing. Okay.
So here's the thing. This is why they're power only, because they're dropping off a trailer in Kansas, and they just don't want a deadhead back to Georgia. We'll have a trailer once we get back to Georgia. We want to have the deadhead back to Georgia.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Your money is going to be made in your regular flatbed, dry van, reefer. Okay? That's where your money's going to be made. That's your bread and butter. That is your bread and butter. Now, if your bread and butter is flatbed, dry van, and reefer, right, I wouldn't concentrate too much on stuff that falls outside of that. Me personally, I can only give you the advice. I can't tell you what to do, because you all are all owners of your own company. Okay? You have to make that decision for yourself. The reason why it's easy signing up power only people and people who are hot shots, because they are desperate. I don't know any other ways. I don't know any other way to explain it. The reason why it's easy to sign them up, because they are desperate. Why? Because they have trouble finding loads themselves. So if they have trouble finding loads, and you have trouble finding, that's because loads like that, they are out there, but those loads go to huge companies. And the reason why they go to huge companies, because they have a lot of trucks available to pick those loads up at will. Okay? So unless you have a carrier who has a lot of trucks, if you sign on a carrier that has 50, 60, or 100 more trucks, and they have a lot of available trucks to just do what we call dropping hooks, which is power only. Okay? Power only is really dropping hook. I don't know if any of you old school drivers out there, or anybody who's a driver, we know it as dropping hook. The technical term is power only, but it's for us it's dropping hook. You're dropping a trailer and you're hooking up to another full trailer. You don't have to load up in there. You just dropping the hook. Okay, you hook up to a trailer, it's already loaded. You pull it somewhere, you drop it off, and you pick up another loaded trailer and you pull it somewhere. All right, that's what Covenant Transport does. That is all Covenant Transport does. If you all haven't noticed, if you go to Covenant Transport, I would say about 90% of their freight is drop and hook. Covenant Transport does not sit around waiting to be loaded. Okay? That was the first company I ever worked for. You know, and if I had to look back onto it, I probably would have never left them and, you know, became an owner operator with Covenant Transport instead of going over to Western Express to become an owner operator. But because it was the first company I worked for, I didn't know how good I had it. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea how good I had it. Hold on, that's someone calling in on our line. Give me a second here, give y'all how my day goes.
Extension 2 to accept. Press 1 to send a voice.
This is Calvin with RBBS. How can I help you?
Hi, Calvin. My name is Shannon, and I have a call in reference to your freight broker training.
Hi, Shannon. Well, Shannon, you know what? You have called us right in the middle of our operational training, so guess what? You are live on our operational training.
Oh, amazing.
so you can go back and actually watch this and listen to yourself. But you're calling because you want to know more about our platform?
Yes, and I'm interested in becoming, you know, a broker, you know, and also training with you all.
Okay. Well,
I'm currently in trucking now. I'm a truck driver, but I'm looking to do something different.
All right. Well, our platform is a consulting and networking platform. We are not a class, and we are not a course. Unlike every other freight broker training program out there, you probably have done your research. They're all classes or there's some type of course. The problem we see with that is that a class ends. Okay, our platform does not end. Once you're in our platform, you're in our platform. And with classes, they have an end date, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. And whether you're ready or not, it ends, and then you're left on your own, and you know, they give you a certificate, a receipt, handshake, and say, I hope you go make some money. Our platform is completely different. We actually plug into a network because what we do is we provide individuals with tools, resources, and access to a network and access to everything you need to book freight from home. We also have ongoing training every Saturday, as you are a part of right now, every Saturday from 10:15 to 1:15 p.m., 3 hours of training every Saturday. And those are recorded, and those are the videos you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching those at. Okay. We also give you access to scripts that we have for you that are proven scripts that helps you get carriers signed up, help you get shippers signed on, help you get brokers to send you over their load list and things of that nature. We also provide for you all of your contracts and your documents and your agreement forms. They're already pre-formatted. All you got to do is just fill in the blanks. One of those agreements forms is a dispatch agreement, which calls for your carrier to pay you 10% of the load fee when you find and book them freight, and we collect that for you via our Square Cash invoice processing app, and then we forward it over to you. We also plug into a private chat where you can network with other members within our network. You all will help each other find loads. You help each other to understand the industry. You answer questions for each other during the week. That's your support group. And on Saturdays, of course, you have 3 hours with me every Saturday where you can ask me any questions you want and learn more about how we do things, get advice from myself on how you should go about increasing the revenue within your business. Okay, this is what we provide, and this is something that once you're a part of, you automatically become a part of our national network of dispatchers, which is right now it's about 1,400 dispatch firms strong and about 150 plus brokerage firms strong. Okay.
If you hear a delay, I just mute you out so you won't hear my background noise.
Okay.
I am listening.
Okay. Well, right now we're right in the middle of training. If you want to know more about what we do, go to mydispatcher.org. That is our official website for the network. On the very first page, you'll see a video there of myself explaining to you what we are, what we do, and what's involved and what's included. And right underneath that, or right beneath, or right within that video, you see where it says that if you want to enroll, click here. Click that, click here button. It'll take you right over to our enrollment center where you can enroll within the debit or credit card.
Okay. And what are the fees to enroll?
It is $349.95 is your enrollment fee, and after you enroll, you will choose between a 100% commission plan or a 50-50 plan. If you choose the 100% plan, you will pay a $19.95 subscription fee to access your back office tools and resources. If you choose the 50/50 plan where you're going to split your dispatch fee with us each time you dispatch freight, which means you get 5% of load fee, we get 5% of load fee, you would not have a subscription fee. Okay?
Okay. Well, I appreciate you explaining it to me briefly, and I'm definitely going to get online and check you out.
No problem.
And you'll be hearing from me soon.
All right. Look forward to seeing you on our platform. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Sorry about that, but I wanted you all to hear that because that really is my normal day. Okay. I answer about Monday through Friday, about 60 to 100 calls like that every day. Okay, and it goes exactly like that. That's exactly how a lot of you heard that same pitch, heard that same spiel when you called up. But back to let's finding these power only loads. My advice to people with power only loads is try not to sign up too many power only or high shots. I mean that's all I can tell you. I mean it is what it is. I mean I didn't make the industry what it is. The industry is what it is. Just like I didn't make the world what it is. The world is what it is. So there are certain things that you have to be aware of when you get into this industry. If you want to make money, if you want to make if you want to get the most out of what you're doing, you have to concentrate on the things that are going to bring the most to you. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, Calvin, this is Lewis Washington.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you here about that power only thing. They're not a power only company. What it is, they was carrying trailers for another company. So they take the trailer back to Kansas, and they want a load out of Kansas to keep from deadheading back to Georgia to pick up the trailer.
Okay, I understand, but
so they're not a power only company. They just want this one load.
Oh, okay. Well, then that just may be one load you're not gonna be in the field for, because look, it is very difficult finding. It's not that power only loads are not out there; they are, but they are going. Most power only loads are on dedicated, they're on dedicated runs.
Right. I know companies that's offering those, but I'm not trying to get them hooked up with the company.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you have a connection with and matter of fact, that's probably going to be our one of our next research projects is to find a company that offers only power only loads. So, and now, did y'all just hear what I just said? Now, if you're thinking like an entrepreneur, I just put out an idea for someone who has that type of go-getter type mindset. Okay? Try to connect with a company that offers only power-only loads. If you can do that... I
know a few companies like that.
Exactly. If you can do that, that's like they're saying, the one-eyed man in a world of blind people is what? It's king. So, listen to what I'm saying now. So that might be something that some of you all might want to try and try and do some research on to try and locate it. I mean, it would be a good use of your time to try and locate a company that offers power only loads. Like Charles says, Amazon. Try to get hooked up with Amazon. Get them hooked up with Amazon because they run power only all the time. So if you can find a company that's willing to sign up with you, and the way we're set up, you have a lot to offer a company like that, right? We're the largest independent network of dispatchers in the industry. We have close to 1,400 dispatch firms strong. All those dispatch firms potentially have, carriers signed on with them. So if a company has a lot of power only loads, and you are part of a network that has 1,000 dispatchers strong, and each of those dispatchers could potentially have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, different carriers. You don't think that would appeal to a company like that? See, the real value in what we offer is the network. It really is. That's why we don't mind giving away the free videos. You think we come here every Saturday to do 3 hours of videos and pump all this valuable information to it and give it away? If we didn't think, that's why other freight broker trainers can't understand how we make money. They don't understand it. I mean, they can't wrap their head around you're giving away everything. No, we're not giving away everything. We're giving away a lot of valuable information because but that's not the real value in what we have to offer. The real value what we have to offer is our network. You all networking with each other. You all using the power of the network to further your own company. And once you learn how to do that, then this whole thing that we're doing becomes real easy to make money at. But you all have got to train yourselves to be entrepreneurs. You got to train yourselves to think like business owners and think like an entrepreneur. Because I know a lot of you all come from areas where you actually work a job, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working a job. But that is a different mindset than running your own business or being an entrepreneur. And you got to retrain yourselves to be entrepreneurs. Okay? Like Charles said, a job. He used to have one of them. Charles, do you think you can ever see yourself going back to a job again?
Expletive, no.
Look, Charles knows exactly what I'm talking about because he came in this the same way. You know, he had a job. He took 90 days off from his job to work this platform. And now he can't see himself going back to a job. I definitely can't see myself going back to a job. And I've worked some jobs. I worked as a mortgage broker, making almost $270,000 a year as a mortgage broker. Back when brokering was hot, I worked for, I was an underwriter for Oakwood Homes, making $90,000 a year as an underwriter. Great job, but it was a job. Okay, I worked in the car business. You know, never made less than $60,000 a year as a car dealer. But it was a job, okay? But nothing has satisfied me more. Now, nothing has satisfied me more than being an entrepreneur. Now, did it take sacrifice? Hell yes, it did. It took sacrifice. I mean, I sacrificed about 8-9 months living in a matter of fact, when I first started this, you all see the very first 5 or 6 videos that we did back when we first started this, I was literally living in a storage unit. An office storage unit, office/storage unit. I was living 24/7. I was doing this 24/7. Putting all my money, everything I had into that and just ran the business from a storage unit and built it up from there. It was a 24-hour dispatch firm where we were just dispatching and we was brokering from that storage unit. That's literally where we started. But would I ever go back to a job? No way, no how. No way, no how. And that's what you got to do. You got to train yourself to start thinking like entrepreneurs and look at this from a standpoint of not as a job, not as just tasks you got to complete, but think of this as your business. And if you're thinking of it that way and you're looking at it, you start seeing avenues within the industry that you can take that's going to help you to increase your business revenue, help you to make a mark for yourself or carve out a niche for yourself like Charles Monday did and like some of the others are doing. Okay? And like Charles says, wealth is defined as your time and freedom, and a job robs you of that. And that is so true. Now, I've got nothing against a job. It's just not for me anymore. Okay? And that's where you all have to get to that point where a job is not going to do it for you anymore. Okay? All right. But if you all could go in and look for some companies that do power only. Let's see here, because if you're looking from Kansas, and if you were not looking at power only, you got plenty of loads leaving out of Kansas coming to Georgia. If you're not looking at power only, if you go over and you click the pay rate. It's going to pull up the ones that had the highest, is paying the rates first. Here's the one off the top. 40,000 pounds. 1,235 miles, paying $4,000. Well, wait, no, paying $2,600. My bad. Paying $2,600, which is decent. Here's one that's going 845 miles, paying $1,675. That's decent also too. Okay. Now here's some stuff here about total quality logistics, which means what? We don't F with them. Sorry. I mean, if you want to mess with them, knock yourself out. Yeah. I mean, I'm just telling you, we don't mess with them. Okay. But there are those that are running from Kansas to Georgia and vice versa. Plenty of those that are running from Kansas to Georgia that are on this particular load board and vice versa. Yeah.
Lewis Washington again. Tell me something. What is it that you have against total quality logistics? Because I did with them for a while back when I was doing this in early 2000. What is it that you have against?
Charles, what do you have against total quality logistics? I'm not going to answer that question.
I'm glad you asked, Calvin. They're not bad all the way across the board. I would say 85% of them that I've come across experience with. When I first started and didn't have the experience, they used to try to steal my carriers, asking for MC. Like when you're a dispatcher and you first start, you don't give out your MC number until you get your carrier under agreement. That's just a big no-no. But I made the mistake of doing that prior to not having my carrier because I was just trying to make an impression on the carrier. So I was trying to find them a load without having a dispatcher agreement. But there have been cases where even if you do have a dispatcher agreement, they'll ask for it, then they'll turn around and say, okay, oh, by the way, that load is gone. And then the moment you hang up the phone, they'll have the audacity to call your carrier, who you have a dispatch agreement with, and try to book that load. Now, it was just fortunate enough for me that I had a good relationship with this carrier, and he told them, he said, no, you got to call my dispatcher. And then he called me and told me what they tried to do. Now, they've done this consistently with me. That's why I've developed that mindset with them. Now, you may have a different experience. It's just in my experience, they've been known to be shysty like that. Now, I have a few brokers in TQL that I deal with exclusively. Like if I happen to call and I get someone different than the one that I'm looking for, I'll hang up on them. I'll say, is this person there or that person there? And they say, no, he's on the line now. Can I help you? Click. And that's just my mentality. So it's based off of my experience. Now, you may have a different experience, so I don't want to knock them across the board, but I'm just saying based off of my experience, this is what they've been known to do. Now, other brokers may do it too, but I just seen it with TQL more frequently. So
now I'm going to give you my take on it. Okay. And Charles is pretty much right on the head. It's like this. If you're a bully on the playground, okay, and you bullying people and you walking up, you just knocking people out, bullying people, But then there's this one guy who's on the playground, but he's bigger than you. And he don't really bully people, but if you go and you try to knock him out, he's going to really mess you up. That's kind of what TQL kind of reminds me of. They're that bully that try to take advantage of everybody they can, or anybody they can, if they can take advantage of it. But if they see they can't take advantage of you, then they'll kind of start working with you and try to work with you right. But you always got to know who you're dealing with when you're dealing with TQL. Don't ever forget who you're dealing with. Like Charles said, there are some people within that organization that you can deal with, but never forget who the organization is. Like that old story where the fox and the scorpion, there's a flood and the river is high, and the scorpion says to the fox, Mr. Fox, can you give me a ride to the other side of the river? And the fox says, Mr. Scorpion, you think I'm crazy? If I put you on my back and give you the side of the river, you're gonna sting me and then I'm gonna die. I ain't no fool. The scorpion said, well, but Mr. Fox, think about what you just said. If we on this raging river, I can't swim. If I sting you and kill you, I'm gonna kill myself too. Does that make any sense? The fox thought about it. He said, okay. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, well, climb on board. Halfway across the river, guess what happened? The fox felt a burning in the back of his neck. He said, Mr. Scorpion, why would you do that? Now we're both surely going to die. the scorpion said, I'm a scorpion.
Scorpion.
Exactly. You got to remember who you're dealing with. So I just don't deal with them. Me personally. I mean, but see, I can afford not to deal with them. Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. So just going on for Charles saying, it's not a good idea to give out a driver's MC number, because I've had that happen where I'm trying to impress a driver and they're asking me for the MC number of the driver first.
No, I don't give out the MC number and DOT number until I have a signed dispatch agreement and until I know what they are paying on that load, and we worked out everything. We worked everything out. And here's the way I handle that. You got to be proactive in handling that. Hey, Mr. Broke, how you doing? This is Calvin Butler. I have a carrier who wants load number such and such. Can you give me some specifics on that load? And I'm gonna call you back with the carrier's DOT number as soon as I verify that he really wants that load. Now you see how that went? Exactly. You were proactive. You let him know. You have let him know that you would call him back with the MC and DOT number after you have verified that the carrier wants that load. But before that happens, you got to know the particulars on the load, right?
Yep, exactly.
I got a question.
Yeah, that's as fast as you can get with it.
This is James Jordan. My question is, Calvin, when I do call the broker and then they ask for the MC number, they ask me for the MC number to verify the carrier able to carry their load.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's and you're gonna have to do that, but you don't have to do that up front. What's the point of you giving them all your carrier's information if your carrier don't want that load? Because a lot of times you look at a load. Now, it's not so much the case in how we do things, because how we're doing things, we ask the carrier what they need to move their truck. So the carrier's already told us, I need $2.25 a mile. So you really shouldn't be calling a broker that doesn't have their money listed. You see what I'm saying? If they got their money listed and they got where it picks up, where it drops off, you got everything you need, right, to verify that that carrier wants that load, right?
Right.
So in that instance, if a broker is asking you for if you already know your carrier wants that load, there's no harm in you giving him that that information, because the carrier has already indicated to you that he wants that load. You see what I'm saying? Mm. And now if they try to go around you, you have a case, because the carrier has already indicated to you that he wants that load. You have the carrier sign under a dispatch agreement, right, before you contacted that broker. And if that broker tried to go around you, now you can really, actively report him to the Federal Motor Carrier Association, DOT, and the Federal Bond Agency, and the Federal Bond Service, and you can make sure you put all that in there, and you send over a copy of your signed dispatch agreement, the date it was signed, all that type of stuff, and and screenshot the listing on the load board, whole 9 yards, and shoot that over to them. Because the more information you shoot over to those companies you are filing your complaint with, the better chance they have of reaching a verdict on that company. Okay? So, but, that's just some of the things you got to deal with in this business. Okay? And that's not going to happen with most of the brokers you deal with. Most brokers are they know how the business goes. They're not going to try and screw you. But, with every industry, with every pot, with every kettle, you have some rusted spots, or you have some bad apples, or whatever. Okay? So, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Always protect yourself.
All right. I got one more question on this.
Sure.
What do you can find for new motor carriers that's got their just now authority, and it's not been 90 days upon their own authority?
Charles, where can you find new motor carriers?
Well, what I do is
not find new motor carriers, but find loads for the new motor carriers for that.
Oh, loads. Look. Yeah.
Right.
Look.
There's been cases where I've had. You want me to answer, Calvin, or you want to go ahead and take it?
No. You go ahead.
Okay. There's been cases like I just recently had a carrier who had his service date for his MC authority was like less than 90 days. Some brokers, for whatever reason, it could be the contract with their shippers or whatever reason, they won't allow carriers to book loads because their MC service date is so young. But what they will do, they'll say, okay, even though your MC authority is less than 90 days per our requirements, we'll still let you run the load if you can prove to us that you've ran at least 3 loads successfully in the past month. And what successful means is you delivered on time, no damaged freights, and no claims filed against you. So
I understand.
Okay. So it's a good idea if you have new carriers, have them go in and gather together a list of loads that they have ran. Okay.
I have a question, Calvin. So just to the question that the gentleman asked before, where do you go to find the new carriers?
Okay.
If you're about to answer that.
Yeah, but let me finish answering his question.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's a good idea if you have new carriers. If you have new carriers signed on, it's a good idea to go ahead and have them to prepare a list of loads that they have ran. Okay, the contact information of those shippers, where they drop the loads off, who they pick the loads up, or what brokers that they ran those loads for, or whatever the case may be, and get some type of reference letter, or call them up and get some type of reference response, and then you make mention of that response in like a detailed report. I know that's going way above and beyond, but if you're going to be a good dispatch for your carrier, that might be a good idea. Why? Because when you run into those brokers that says, well, he's kind of new. You say, yeah, I understand he's new, but I've got a detailed, on-time delivery report from six shippers, 5 brokers that he's actually ran loads for. Now that is going to impress the hell out of a broker.
Right.
So when that broker has good paying loads, who do you think that broker's going to be calling?
They'll call us.
Exactly. These are the things I mean by learn to train your mind and think like an entrepreneur. Okay? Because you've always got to be looking for ways to make your business or your carrier stand out amongst others. And these are just little things that you can do to do that. All right, about finding new carriers. Charles, you want to jump on that one since that's what we was on?
Okay, what I do to find new carriers, one main source that I do is of course the truck search feature of Trucker's Path. I go there to find new carriers. There are other sources that could be used like Google, Comfreight, other sources, Quick Solutions. But the main one that I was initially trained on under this platform was the truck search feature of Trucker's Path, and it's been effective for me. I get I take that back. I get 85% of my carrier follow-ups and responses from the truck search feature of Trucker Path. And when I go in there, of course, I filter out just for the 3 main equipment types that move the most freights, which are the dry vans, the flatbeds, and the reefers. And then I do a search based off of that, and then I change my safety ratings to only satisfactory. There's no point in looking for an unsatisfactory or a conditional rating. You're just defeating the purpose.
Especially if they're new.
Yeah, right. Especially if they're new. So you want to make sure that they have a satisfactory rating, and each rating, satisfactory, conditional, and unsatisfactory, there are sub-ratings under that. What that means is they're looking at their MC authority, whether it's moderate or whatever. They're looking at insurance. There's other sub-features that determines whether a rating is satisfactory, conditional, or unsatisfactory. So I simply just check the box satisfactory, so that kills all of that. So I don't have to worry about whether a person's MC authority has any issues, whether their insurance is up to date, or anything like that. If I just check satisfactory, all that stuff is covered, all the lights are green, I can go ahead and move on. So, but to answer your question without getting too detailed, the truck search feature of Truckers Path is my main source of finding new carriers. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Also,
thanks for that, Charles.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Charles. All right. Also, in Quick Transport Solutions, which is in our back office. This is how it looks. If you go to our back office, this is what it looks like right here. Click on the link, take you right over to Quick Transport Solutions. You're going to go over, you're going to click the resources page, and then you go down here, we're going to say search trucking companies. If you're searching trucking companies, I think I saw something in here. Trying to watch locations. And this is a great resource, by the way, this transport solutions. They've got a collection companies, truck freight glossary. They even got a collection company in here. So if you got a carrier that don't want to pay it, contact some of these collection agencies because they will hound the hell out of us, a lot of people. But you can go in here and you can hit where it says search trucking companies. Okay. I was trying to see if they had a thing about with having a thing with their date of their MC of their authority date when it started, but maybe it doesn't. It has a state, city, company name, number of trucks, number of tractors, operations. It's state, okay. Search by MC number, search by DOT number. Let's try something.
I want to mention something too, Calvin. Just kind of off topic, I guess. It's kind of bizarre, but I've been dealing with a little bit of affiliate marketing with factory companies. What they do is they give you carriers who ask them for dispatches. Some of the factory companies.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, so I got one that I deal with, eCapital. She actually gave me some carriers who were looking for dispatches because they was having a hard time finding their own freight. Yeah. But they still use them as factory companies. And for the ones I find loads and they use that factory company as a point of reference, I get compensated for that. So
yeah. Did you say eCapital?
eCapital, yeah. The lady's name is Whitney. I can forward you.
Yeah. I get checks from her every month.
Yeah, see, so she's
because they don't do just factory, and this is just what you ought to understand. You ought to contact Whitney over at eCapital. They have a thing where they finance trucks, where they help drivers get trucks. And that's usually an indication that they're new. If someone is applying for a new truck loan, okay, chances are they're new they're new as an owner operator. You know what I mean? I've got some background noise here. Somebody's watching Square Page, SpongeBob, or something. Okay, there we go. I don't know who that was, but they was watching some Square Page, SpongeBob, or something. But yeah, I get checks from Whitney every month, and the reason why is because I have an affiliate with them, where you all have probably seen me post some stuff on some of the groups, on some of the trucking groups about truck financing, because a lot of these factory companies, well, some of them do more than just factor loads. They finance trucks. They do business finance, and they perform a great service. Why? Because I've had about 8 or 9. I've got 9 carriers, new carriers right now who got their truck loans through Whitney, and she was able to get them loans with easy payments. I'm not talking about $700, $800, $900 per week. We're talking about $1,100, $1,200 per month. Now, when you got a new carrier who has a truck payment of $1,200 a month, that carrier can make some money. He can make some money. He doesn't have to run high-paying loads to make it, because he's not paying $900 a week. He's paying $1,200 a month or $1,100 a month. You understand? So and we're talking about loans 150,000, 160, 130, 80,000, 210,000. Well, I think one of my guys that got a $210,000 loan. So at every month they make their payment. If you're the affiliate that refers it over to them, they will shoot you a check every month. I think it's about 10% of whatever that monthly payment is. So if their monthly payment is just $1,100 a month, that's $110. If their monthly payment is $1,200 a month, that's $120. So you're getting checks every month for those types of deals once you set it up. But look it up. I'll put a link out. I'll put it in our chat groups, and I'll send it out to you. I'll send you over the referral link, or hit Charles up, and Charles can give it to you as well. All right. But since we're on the subject of finding trucks, because our goal, let's see what time we got here. So we're looking at what's time wise. It is 12 o'clock. Got about an hour to go. All right. I want you all to remember what it is you do as dispatcher. Because as a dispatcher, now remember, you're not really dealing with shippers. Okay, so if any of you out there who are still trying to contact shippers and get them signed up, stop doing that. Okay, I mean, please, just stop it. Because you're not going to make it. I mean, contracting shippers doesn't make you money as a dispatcher. Now, if you are a broker, now we have some of you all within our platform, about 140, 160 of you all are actually bonded brokers. Yes, you need to contact shippers because that's what you do. You contract with shippers. Because remember what the definition of a broker is, what the definition of a dispatcher is. Brokers can only book loads from shippers that they have under contract. So a broker's primary job is to contact shippers and get as many loads as they can so that they can shotgun them out for carriers to just pick and grab what they want, and they can, get paid from that. All right. A dispatcher, however, can't do it that way. A dispatcher is paid by the carrier. Okay. A dispatcher does not take ownership of the freight like a broker does. The reason why a broker can shotgun because a broker takes ownership of freight. A dispatcher does not and cannot take ownership of freight. So it makes no sense for you to start contacting shippers trying to get loads. What are you doing that for? You're wasting your time. You should be contacting carriers and pitching them how much money do you need to move your truck and getting them signed to that dispatch agreement and then sending them that profile sheet for them to fill out. So when they send it back to you, you got everything you need now to just go find loads wherever you can get them from. Now, once you have gotten your carriers under a dispatch service agreement and you have the profile sheet, then you can go to load boards and find them loads. You can go to other brokers and find them loads. Then you can go to shippers and find them loads. But it makes no sense for you to start off calling shippers and trying to contract shippers if you are a dispatcher, because that's not, that's counterproductive. You're just spinning your wheels. Your time would be better spent learning that script, getting in front of a mirror, watching yourself do the pitch, recording yourself on your video, and then posting it somewhere where you can go back and watch it and see how you are pitching and see if you sound convincing. See if you're developing the skills you need to develop as a salesperson. And then you go out and contact carriers. And where do you find carriers? As Charles mentioned, there are two places you can find. Actually, there are three places. If you have access to 123 Load Board, they're another good source to find carriers. 123 Load Board is, even though we parted ways with them, I still have to give them props. So they are an excellent load board for finding carriers and being able to contact carriers who are on the spot at the truck stops. Okay? To me, they still have the best truck locator when it comes to finding actual trucks, the actual driver of the truck, and contacting the actual driver at the truck stop he's at. So you can pull them up by the map. It tells you how many they are within the radius of where you're looking at, 25-mile radius. 100-mile radius, 125-mile radius. You can pull up and it'll tell you exactly what truck stopped there, whole 9 yards. So when you call them up and say, hey there, John, how you doing? I see you over there at the such and such truck stop in Mobile, Alabama. You know, and John probably thinking to himself, how the hell he know I'm here at the truck stop in Mobile, Alabama? You know, at the end of the day, I said, oh, you know, I'm on 123 load board, and you know, you post yourself available for a load. And by the way, those trucks that they post, you know that those trucks are empty and they are available for a load. They need a load. That's why they made themselves available. Or someone back at their home office made that truck available because that truck is empty. You see what I'm saying? So if you know someone, find someone within this network that still has access to 123, get with them, connect with them, and see if y'all can work out something where you all can work out a deal for you all to help each other out. Because 123 is an excellent source for finding carriers and doing the truck locator. And I like that system because you can shoot that carrier a direct message, a text message from 123. Charles, you remember when we were using 123 and that text message system worked wonders, did it not? Charles is probably going off to do something else, but anyway, because I know he's real busy. But that text message system with 123 worked wonders. So if you're using that, it works wonders. It works wonders. All right, but
hey, Calvin.
Yep.
Can I ask a question since you're on that point?
Sure.
How does the, because I know Charles had just mentioned he uses the truck search in Trucker's Path. How does the information in Trucker's Path differ from what you just covered on 123 load board in terms of availability of the truckers at that moment?
Here we go. Let me show you. Trucker's Path. Let's get the Trucker's Path real quick. We're going through our Rolodex here on the back office, in the back office site. Right now, if you all know, we're in our load board Rolodex, which is in our back office. You can get to it like this. There it is, Trucker's Path. Let's go to Trucker's Path real quick. Load boards, truckloads for brokers. Sign in. Blase, blase, blase. All right, here we go. Truck search. All right, here's the difference. Now, I don't have access to 123, so I can't show you side by side anymore. But in Trucker's Path is going to give you the trucking company. Okay? It's not going to give you the actual truck's location. When you click on this thing, when you click on this right here from Trucker's Path, like that's a conditional one. Let's go to a satisfactory one. When you click on it, it pulls it open. Okay? It's going to tell you that this is a van. It posted 1 minute ago that truck is available. They throw it all green lights, so everything is good. Okay? Comes down here, and then you can whatever. Oh yeah, here we go. Gives you their name, you know, the email address, a phone number, and it says the location history, Florida, search route from Arcadia to no information. All right, so it gives you some information. You can even start tracking that truck. You know, you can start tracking it, you know, if you want to. But here's what it doesn't give you. You can start tracking the carrier, but most of the time that number that's provided on Trucker's Path is the number to the company. Now, sometimes it will be the number to the actual truck driver, but most of the time it's going to be the number to the company and not the actual truck driver sometimes. Okay? And what I like differently about 123 is this. 123, you see how the map is over here? This is giving you a map of, you know, of all the trucks that are available all over, right? 123 pinpoints this. Like if you, there's an area up here at the top where you can put in search trucks 25-mile radius in Dothan, Alabama. When you click Dothan, Alabama, when you click search, it's going to pull up only those trucks that are within that 25-mile radius of Dothan, Alabama. Okay? So it's going to pull them up, and then it's going to have them highlighted. Each truck is going to be highlighted with a little dot, and when you put your cursor over it, it's going to tell you what truck stop they're at. and it's going to give you that trucker's number and the truck driver's name.
Okay. So it's more detailed information in there.
Exactly. It's a lot more detailed information. And then on 123, it has a section underneath the carrier's listing where you can actually send them a text message. You can send that carrier a personal message.
I remember that. I remember Mr. Bundy got flooded when you first introduced that.
Exactly. You text it right to them, and they said, "Oh, I got a text on my phone. This guy said he can give me some load. Let me call this guy back." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I liked about 123.
Okay.
Okay. So if you still have 123, or you can get access to 123, it would be a good investment, or it would be a good use of your time if you connect with someone within our platform that has access to 123. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. No problem. But Trucker's Pass is still good. It's just not as detailed and pinpointed. And a 123 is more like a surgical strike. Trucker's Pass is more like dropping a bomb. Okay, so that's the difference in it. All right. But if you're looking for carriers, to pitch, you all have access to every carrier in the United States. You really do. So when you come on here, you click on resources in this truck solutions and transport, quick transport solutions. You come up, you click on resources. Come down here, you click on search trucking companies. Okay, you click on search trucking companies, and you come in here and you put in what state you're looking for. You can pull them up by state. Let's pull them up. Let's say Florida, and you can put them in by city too, if you want to pinpoint. You can put them in by city, but if you just want to pull up all the ones in the entire state, then put them in by state. Come over here, and you have where it says trucks. What you want to do is you want to pick the ones that says 1 to 5 trucks. Why? Because those are the ones you have the most chance of signing up. You have you're going to get a much better sign up percentage on the carriers that have only 1 to 5 trucks versus the ones that have more than 10 to 15, 20 trucks. Okay, stick with the ones that's 1 to 5. And if you're saying to yourself, well, if I do that, I'm going to limit the number of trucks I'm going to have to call. You could call until you turn blue in the face. You'll never call all these trucks, and I'm going to show you why. If you put in Florida 1 to 5 trucks, and if you put in just intrastate. Well, interstate. Interstate, because you want to go from state to state. Okay? All right. And then you click search. Look what happens. Now, you got 18,856 results. Come on, and that's just Florida, and that's just 1 to 5 trucks. Okay, that's a lot of carriers to call, man. I mean, come on, he's got 1 truck, 1 truck, 1 driver, 1 truck, 1 driver, 1 truck, 1 driver, 1 truck, 1 driver. I mean, these are a lot of carriers to call. Okay, you're never gonna call all these carriers. Not to mention when you start going to other states, you got 48 more states to choose. Well, 47 more states. Because chances are you're not going to be, contacting carriers in Alaska or Hawaii. Okay, so that's why we always say 48 states. We leave out, Alaska and Hawaii because they're not mainland states. We're talking about mainland states. Okay, so you got 48 states to do this in. I can't tell you how many cities you got to do it in. I mean, there's a ton of cities you got to do it in. And just from this one search, it pulls up over 18,000, almost 19,000 carriers. And these are all carriers that have 1 to 5 trucks. That's all you're really looking at. So you've got more than enough, potential carriers to call. Okay? You go in here, you pull them up, you click on the carrier's info, it's going to tell you everything about that carrier. By the way, I think this tells you the date that they became a carrier. Yeah, here it is right here. MC number, mileage, year 2017. There's the MC number, date, There it is right there. It gives you the date. So if you're looking for new carriers, come in here and look, and you can kind of find them by looking at the dates of their MC number. So it's all right here too. It's giving you all the information. It's giving you information on the number of inspections they've had, where they've had their inspections at. Here's their insurance information. Here's their map locations and their inspections. Everything you need to know about that carrier, including their phone number and their contact information right here. Okay? So, I mean, we provide you with everything you need to do what you need to do to make money in booking freight from home. Okay? So, how about internet truck stop? We don't have access to it, but here again, there are plenty of people within our network that have access to internet truck stop. There are plenty of people within our network that has access to that load board. So if you want to connect with some of these people, get in our chat groups and start connecting with these people. Ask the question, hey, does anybody out there have a DAT board access? Give me a call or let's talk. Anybody that has internet truck stop access? Let's hook up and work something out. Come on, that's why the most valuable part of what we offer is the network, and I keep explaining that to people. We can give away these videos, till we blue in the face, and people say, man, y'all give away all your stuff. You give away all your stuff. No, we don't. No, we don't. This is the most valuable part of what we give, of what we offer. That's the beauty of this platform. That's why everybody is so attracted to what we do, because we give away so much stuff for free, and what we give away for free is tons more than what other people are charging you $1,200, $3,000, $5,000 for. Okay, but our network is really the most valuable part of what we have if you know how to use it and if you use it properly. Okay, all right. Because our network is what's going to help you make money. Okay. But we do give you access to a whole bunch of tools and resources and stuff in the back office and things that you can that you can access, because by having access to all this, that means you don't have to pay for it all separately. All right. Any questions about finding carriers to pitch? Any questions about what do I do first? The first thing you do is learn your script. The second thing you do is learn your dispatch agreement. The third thing you do is learn your workflow. Now, where do you find all that? Let's go back and let's go over some of this stuff here in your back office, and let's go over where you find and how to use our back office. When you come into our back office, you notice we're set up in a Rolodex style. We have a Rolodex style back office here. When you first come in, the first thing you're going to see when you start scrolling down, you see tools and resources. The tools and resources area, if you put your cursor over here on the right or left and you click it, it's going to roll it around to the forefront. When it rolls around to the forefront, it's going to give you, when you put your cursor over it, it's going to highlight, it's going to tell you what this is. This says search 19 million shippers. So if you're looking to find shippers and you click on this and it says search 19 million shippers, you click on that, and what happens is it's going to take you right over to it, and it's going to give you a brief synopsis of it. Search 19 million shippers, standard industrial classification, which is a SIC system. Well, that's what we call it, a SIC code site. SIC system search allows the user to search all 19 million plus domestic shippers. Click on that, takes you right over to the SIC code site. It's down for right now. Okay, yeah, their service is down. They're probably doing a maintenance on the site. They do that from time to time. But it says that the service is unavailable right now, so it's probably down for right now. But it'll probably come back available here sometime within the next hour or so. But they usually shut it down every now and then to do maintenance on the site or to upgrade the site, to add more carriers, to add more shippers or take shippers off as they become available or as they go out of business or whatever the case may be. So, but anyway, it is down right now. As you can see here, it says thing says service is unavailable. All right. So that service is unavailable right now. But this is where you would go to find your SIT code site. Some other stuff we have here. Matter of fact, let's go to something else. Exodus Logistics, where you want looking at Charles Monday stuff, you want to add his load boards and stuff. Free transport directory. This is the free auto transport directory. If you want to look for auto haulers, you can pull it up, click on it, takes you right over to the auto carriers, where you can search for auto carriers. You can search for them by state. Okay, you can search for your auto haulers by state if you want to contact some auto haulers and try and get them signed up. Okay, but it's different resources that you have on this particular site in the tools and resources area. All right, if you scroll down to the next Rolodex, let's get out of this. Scroll down to the next Rolodex, you have agreements, forms, and documents. Okay, here again, agreements, forms, and documents. You have the forms, documents, and script. This is just a placement holder. But if you go here and you push cursor over it, that's how much money do you need to move your truck. That is our script. Okay, that's the script. The next one is the dispatch agreement, service dispatch agreement. That's your dispatch agreement. The next one is carrier profile form. A lot of you have been asking about this. This is where you go and upload your forms and stuff. If you're looking for that carrier profile form, a lot of you have asked about that carrier profile form. This is the form that says forward this form along with your dispatch agreement to your carrier to complete. This is what you're going to see in your carrier, and the carrier is going to be telling you what he needs as far as how much money he needs, what type of weight that he doesn't want to pull, what type of loads that he want to pull, where he wants to go, things like that. This is the form you're going to send him, and he's going to fill this out for you, and this is what's going to tell you what you need to go look for that carrier. All right. The other form that you all need to be looking at is your workflow. You need to look at that workflow, and that's going to be in the where's the workflow? I think the workflow might be in the other one. Auto dealer script. You got scripts in here too, for the auto dealers, shippers, general freight script, and the other one is there it is, workflow. The workflow, you're going to need to know this, because this is what tells you how to get a load from booked to getting it paid on. These are the steps. These are the steps to booking freight. Getting a load from booked to getting it paid. So follow your workflow. Okay, make sure you learn your workflow, follow it, and this is how you're going to get your loads from booked to getting paid on. All right? And then you have your last section in the Rolodex area, which is going to be your load boards. Going to be your load board access. Let me get rid of some of this. Your last section is going to be load boards. This is going to be your load board access. Okay? So this has all your load boards in it. So you're going to access all your load boards, including the 901 free load boards, and all your paid load boards are already here. Okay, and it has your access codes and everything for them when you click on them. All right, and then come down here, access all operational training videos. If you want to watch our videos without leaving our site, just click here, and it'll take you right over to our training videos, or you can access them from our section as well, from our directory section. But these are all of our training videos. And the last one we did was 51, and this one will be training video, operational training video number 52. All right. We got about a half hour, so let's get some questions in. Q&A, random questions. Anybody have any questions about anything dealing with our platform, anything dealing with the industry, problems you've been having, stuff you want us to try and help you with? Now's the time. Does anybody have anything that they want to ask us or need help with or need a clear understanding on? Or now's the time. Now is the time. Or if you're here visiting and kind of want to know what we do, you have a question, ask the question. Now is the time. If I don't get any questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we're going to call it a day. So, again, any questions? or anything? No questions?
And since nobody will ask one, Calvin, I ask a question. It's Greg Everhart.
Hey, Greg.
I guess the challenge that I have had, I think I mentioned to you before, I work full time, and so I've got a couple of carriers on board, and the challenge that I find is being able to consistently find loads for. Well, I actually find loads for. But by the time I'm at work, if I identify a load, let's say on a Tuesday, well, let's say Monday, trying to find something for them. By the time I can get home, a lot of times those loads are gone, even if I try to squeeze some time in, in the evenings to do it. And I know you had mentioned as far as the ones that you do book for, you do them on a Friday. I've been trying to emulate that as far as, maybe trying to set them up on Fridays. Mm-hmm. That's my challenge, though. Actually being able to allocate time enough to find out to do that.
Now, in all honesty, if you're booking freight for a carrier strictly on the weekends, you got to have a carrier who's flexible.
Okay,
because if you have a carrier, well, I only want loads that's paying this. I only want loads that's that. I only want loads of that. Okay, well, I understand that. If you want me to pre-book your loads, because remember, all loads are not available. Most of the loads become available the day before they get booked.
Right.
The day before they're due. Okay? So if you're looking for loads in advance, it's going to be, I wouldn't say slim picking, it's just going to be not as many loads available for you to choose from. Okay? Until you get closer to the pickup date. Mm-hmm. With that being said, you got to have a great line of communication with your carrier. You got to have a good understanding. And your carrier has to be willing, carrier has to want to run. And you got to be willing to, not just be so specific about where and when and how they want to go. Now, to answer your question about, your ultimate question is, how can you become more productive and still work a full-time job while you're doing this?
Correct.
All right. Charles Mundy did a great thing. And it's no wonder, it's no mistake why he is so successful at what he does. Okay, there is no mistaking. A lot of you are probably saying, how in the world does Charles Mundy get up to doing 12 loads per day? In some cases, 12, 13 loads a day. 12 loads a week is phenomenal. 12 loads a day that's legendary status. I'm telling you that right now. But he did a great thing, though. Charles Mundy took a 90-day leave of absence from his job. Now, I don't know if that's something that's available to you or if you have vacation time or whatever the case may be. But he recognized that the opportunity that lay before him was paramount. Okay? And he basically set himself up to where he saved up enough money. Because I had been talking with Charles before he joined our platform. Okay? Because he had been calling me, and like a lot of you do, you call me and we'll talk for about a week or two before you even join our platform. I had been talking to Charles for a couple of months before he joined our platform. But what he was doing was he recognized that he recognized the value of what was before him, and so he set himself up to take full advantage of that opportunity. And what he did was he saved his money. He figured out how much money he needed to just pay his bills, to keep his household going for 90 days. That's what he did. He figured out, okay, my rent is this, or my mortgage is this, my light bill is usually this, my insurance is this, my car insurance, my car payment is this, and that. So I need this times 3, and maybe another $1,000 over, whatever the case may be. That's exactly what he did. He set that up, he saved his money, and then he took his 90-day leave of absence. Now, in that 90 days, Charles devoted himself strictly to doing this, nothing else. And he worked it just like he worked his job. He got up in the morning, he worked it for 8 hours, and he shut down at a certain time. Next one did the same thing over and over again. Now, the first 30 days, yes, it took him a while because he was kind of doing things his own way. But then he called me up and said, hey, I'm having problems. I haven't signed up one carrier, whatever this and that. I said, why you not? He gave me the pitch. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm sending out the email. No, you got to call these people. You got to give them the pitch. He started doing that, and the very next day he had about 7 carriers signed up, and he never looked back since then. And as you heard earlier in this broadcast, you couldn't pay Charles to go back to a job. You couldn't pay him to go back. But he did what was necessary to put himself in the path of opportunity. Opportunities are around us everywhere. A lot of you not. They're everywhere. But if you're not in the path of opportunity when it comes along, I mean, what's the point of the opportunity? I mean, you can't take advantage of it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do this and work a job, because you can. I did it. Okay? It took me a while. You know, it took me about a year. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me about a year of driving trucks. I was on the road driving trucks and learning how to book freight. It took me about a year to develop this while I was on the road and get it to the point where I could leave my job and then come over and do this. And even after I did that, I still had to sacrifice for about 8 months to make this very, very, very profitable. So I did it the hard way. Charles did it the smart way. He's a much smarter man than I am. He did it the way it should have been done. Saved his money, enough money so he could take a leave of absence, and then he devoted 90 days into doing this. It took him about 50 days to get this to where he needed it to be. On day 35, or actually on day 31, is the day he made that turnaround. Because on day 31, he started using the platform the way I told him to use it, or the way he was supposed to be using it, and then that very next day, he signed up 7 carriers. And from that, it was just on from there. That's the advice that I can give you, okay? Either you're going to have to persist and work through this phase and build up, which it takes time, because this is not get rich quick. I don't want anybody to misunderstand what we do here. I don't want anyone to misquote me or think that what we do is so easy that you can just jump right into it and you're going to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year without putting forth some type of effort, sacrifice, and time. Because that's not the case. And I never told anybody that was the case, and I never want to imply that that's the case. This is work. It is work, but it is work for yourself. You can either work for somebody else or you can work for yourself. This is work, but it's work for yourself. You have to put into it. You have to work at it. You have to build it. And it will pay off if you put forth the time, the effort, and the resources into making it work. Okay? All I can tell you, if you're at that point, I would continue to work, and I would just sit down and kind of, evaluate what you need to survive for the next 60 to 90 days, and start working towards putting away funds to do just that. At the same time, work this the best you can and gain knowledge or become a better salesperson. And then from there, then you focus on what you need to do. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks.
No problem. All right. But yeah, that was a great question. I'm glad he asked that question, because I have people that I take about at least 20 calls a day when people say, well, can I do this and still work my job? Can I do this and still work my job? Can I do this and still work my job? Okay, and I always ask them the question, do you want to leave your job? and they all say, yeah, that's why I want to do this. Okay, so set yourself up to leave your job. Now, that's exactly what Charles did. Charles set himself up to leave his job. Okay? Don't do this and setting yourself up to keep your job and try to do it at the same time. Yeah, that's okay, but set yourself up to leave your job. Prepare to leave your job. That's what he did. He saved up enough money to get by for 90 days, and in that 90 days, he worked the hell out of this. Okay? All right. RG says, I've gotten video on a laptop and sound through the phone, so I'm figuring that out. Charles, do you ever contact shippers directly, cutting out the brokers once you have your carriers lined up? And baby, remember Calvin talking briefly about that in the past training vids. I heard Calvin say not to contact shippers when first starting. Okay. You can contact shippers directly. But if you don't have any carriers, what's the point? Okay. You can contact shippers directly. But if you don't have any carriers, what's the point? I could give you all 1,000 loads a day. And I guarantee you, if you ain't got a carrier around, you ain't going to make no money on none of them. That's just as simple as that. I mean, it don't get no simpler than that. Okay? You can make money on them if you are a broker, because a broker can take those loads and do what? They can shotgun them out. Dispatcher, you can't do that. You might do it and get away with it for a while, but the way this business is set up, somebody's going to report you. Somebody's going to report you because they're looking to bring you down anyway, so don't give them an excuse to. Somebody's going to report you, and that's going to be the end of it. Okay? So don't even play around with that. Dispatchers cannot shotgun loads. So therefore, what's the point of you getting shippers to send you all those loads if you can't shotgun them out? You can't present them to anybody. You can only present the loads that fits your carrier's specific criteria. Remember what that statute says. Persuading to your carrier's specific criteria. That's one of the stipulations or one of the mandates of what? The statute that you must follow by the Federal Motor Carrier Association. You cannot shotgun loads. You can only present loads to your carrier that fits your carrier's specific criteria, which means what the carrier has already told you that he needs to move his truck. That's why our script and everything is designed the way it is. How much money do you need to move your truck? That's why we send them the profile sheet, Mr. Carrier. If the load is going more than 500 miles, how many cents per mile do you need? If the load is going less than 500 miles, how many cents per mile do you need? Do you want loads? Where do you want loads going, or you don't want loads going? Do you want to go up in the mountains? Do you not care if you go up in the mountains? Do you want to stay on the bottom half of the United States? Do you want to stick to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, whatever the case may be? Do you not want loads that weigh more than 35,000 pounds? How much weight can you pull? Your carrier has to give you a specific criteria in order for you to be legal as a dispatcher. That goes towards your legality. That's why we will say it makes no sense for you to start contacting shippers if you don't have carriers. Because all those loads those shippers give you, you can't do nothing with them unless they match what your carrier has outlined for you. You can't just present them to carriers randomly and say, hey, does one of these work for you? No, you can't do that. That's illegal. You have to pick the ones that fit the criteria, and then you say, hey, I've got 5 loads that fit your criteria, and take a look at them and tell me which one you want. That's all you can, that's what you do as a dispatcher. Okay, why would you want to do anything more than that? Anything more than that is just, as they say nowadays, man, you're doing too much. You're doing way too much. Okay, slow down, back it down. You know, go sit down somewhere and do this the right way, because you're doing way too much if you're trying to contact shippers and get all these shippers as a dispatcher, because you're operating illegally. Okay, but you can go directly to shippers and get loads, and you can have those loads in your possession. And then when you have carriers, if you got carriers that are giving you a criteria, then you can go through those loads and match the ones that fit the criteria, and then you can present that to your carriers. But you can't shotgun. Okay? I hope that answers your question, RG. I hope that answers your question. All right. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, it's amazing how time flies when we're having fun. But what's the old Mary Tyler? I'm so glad we had this time together. just to let. But anyway, yeah, I watch TV a lot. All right, RG says, gotcha, copy and say no more. I appreciate you. Yep, no problem, RG. Glad to have you on board. Calvin, so possibly after having carriers sign with their profiles on file, how do we go about that? Or should I just cross that hurdle only after I have them on file, never ever shotgunning? Thanks. Yep. If you're asking me, how do you go about having carriers sign with their profiles on file? It's send in the profile sheet. I mean, that's what we just got to going over. I think I just pulled up the profile sheet, as a matter of fact. Did we not just pull up the profile sheet?
Hey, Cal, I got another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is any other way that we can cut out as far as signing up or registering with so many dispatchers as far as for moving loads? Or is this part of the game?
You can cut out what now?
All right. For every load that you have, as many dispatchers you have, as far as you're trying to book loads for your guy for the week. And you book him more for coming from Dallas, he's going to Oklahoma. Dallas and Oklahoma both have different brokers. So there's one from Dallas I had to fill out a register for him to tow with, not tow with, but pick up the load with. Then the one for Oklahoma, I got to register too. So when he leave Oklahoma, he goes go to, let's say, the
Oh, you mean to register with the broker?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just save their broker package. You do one broker package, you save the information. So the next time a broker says, I need to get that carrier approved.
Right, you had the insurance, the registration, and the MC number and stuff like that. But what about the ones that ask you to fill out over the internet?
That's kind of, if they actually fell with it, I mean, if that's their system, that's their system. I don't have a way for you to be able to just bleed that over. I mean, if that's what you're saying. Now, what you can do is this. You can, if you've got a decent laptop, okay, you can configure your laptop to do what's called autofill.
Right, it does.
Okay, so if your laptop does autofill, right? When you go to forms and you click in the form for the same, because you're signing up the same carrier most of the time, right?
Right, and it does that. It just, I guess my first couple of times is have to bother the carrier to find the email address, direct contact to the insurance agent they working with.
But just get your carrier's permission for you to fill it out.
Right.
I mean, if you got autofill, when you click on a little thing that says name, you click on it, it's gonna pull up all the names you've ever used for autofill. You find that carrier's name, you click it. When you click it, it should fill in everything else.
Right. All right. And I've done that. And another question, like I said, when he's giving me the information, he have his he had a previous dispatcher manager. I take that name out, and I am his dispatcher, right? I don't leave his dispatcher.
No, you are his dispatcher for that load. So
okay,
yeah.
Anytime, that's why I want to make sure. Because I took out the information.
Yeah, anytime you are initiating that load on with the broker, you are the dispatcher for that load. That's why dispatchers are not exclusive.
Right, and that's when he called me back and said that because I was changing information. I told him I was signing him up with someone, and he was like, hey, yeah. So I told him if that's the case, if she already had him signed up with them, I'll leave them alone with them. Someone else.
Yeah, but see, that's not the case either, because if his dispatcher already has him signed up with it,
and he ain't finding him good loads with them.
But look, if his dispatcher already has you signed up with that broker, right?
Right.
And if you're calling that broker shouldn't be asking you to get him signed up. The broker said, "Oh, he's already approved."
Exactly.
All you got to do is just dispatch the load.
Yeah, get the Raycon.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Just go ahead and get the Raycon, send it over to him, get it signed, and send it back. That's it.
But that was my ignorance as far as just filling it out online. I was just as far as just doing it online. But I did know that as far as I just could have called at first. But I was just trying. It was after hours. I was trying to do it, after hours, and so I can call in the morning to be prepped for the morning.
Yeah, because if it's dispatcher, I mean, look, if you got a dispatcher that's got you signed up with a whole bunch of brokers, but that dispatcher ain't doing their job and not finding no load with them, and then somebody else comes behind and finds you a load with that same broker, that dispatcher ain't got no claim to that load.
Well, that's why I was trying to break down to him.
Because they sleep and you woke.
When he told me, he just said, "Hey, I'm gonna just issue out a truck and let her have a truck." And I told him that's why I had a conversation with you earlier this week. As far as this, he's coming out of Louisiana. Called him back today and grabbed a different city of Louisiana he's want to move out of because he want me to take that driver and he's want to be on the road for 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
So this would be my first, hopefully, booking.
Hey,
hopefully this would be my first booking with the help of the platform that I'm gonna use the help of the platform.
Look, man. Look, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just keep doing what you're doing, and it'll all come together. I promise you that. If you just keep doing what you're doing and stay on track, look, the more carriers you sign up to a dispatch agreement, and you following the steps you're supposed to be following, there's no way you should not be booking loads and making money.
Right.
Anybody that's doing this the right way, they'll tell you if you work the system will work for you. That's all I can tell you. But you got to work the system. You got to work the system. Okay, this is work. Don't let nobody fool you. This is work. But
I think I've been putting it in. Yes, sir, it is. It's frustrating.
Yeah, but that's just part of learning
something new.
Yeah, just learning the industry. But once you got it down, it'll become like second nature to you. Once you get it down pat, it'll just become like, okay, it's just blah, 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 blah. Do what they got to do. Get this load out, get this bill, get this done, process this, shoot that over to RBBS, to dispatch at RBBStransport.com, send over, bam, 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 bam. Next day, man, money's in your account. And just keep doing it. And just keep doing it over and over and over again. That's all you got to do. Okay? Just follow the system. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to go. I can't go too far over 3 hours because YouTube starts having me to scale back the videos and stuff like that. So that's why we have to limit this to 3 hours. And so, but I appreciate you all. Again, this was another great operational training. A lot of great questions. You all are doing the things you're supposed to be doing. Remember now we have 2 private chat groups because we reached our capacity on Facebook for our first chat group. So we started a second chat group. We're going to be working on the ways for our people who are consistently helping each other out. We're going to work out our ways to monetize our chat groups so that they can receive some type of monetization for mentoring and helping people out and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. If you want to take part in our platform, you can go to right here, mydispatcher.org, which is our home site for our national network of dispatchers. Come here, you stroll down, right there you see my little ugly mug and a little video. You're there right there where it says click here to enroll. You click that enrollment tab there, it'll take you right over to our enrollment center where you can enroll and pay with any debit or credit card. If you are a veteran, we do have a veterans discount. We have an ongoing veterans discount. If you are a veteran, when you get to this page, just click that little arrow button, that little star X button there to click off of that. Stroll down here where it says We Train Veterans. Click on that. Pulls it up. Our veterans discount is $249.95 is the enrollment for veterans. That's how we do it for veterans. I'm a veteran. I'm a disabled combat veteran. There's a lot of veterans out there, and we want to show our appreciation to our veterans and help them get started on this path to financial freedom as well. Thank you all again. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. We look forward to seeing you all again next week. I look forward to seeing you all in the chat groups. If you're looking to sign on with us, this is the fastest growing platform when it comes to freight broker training, dispatch training. I think we're probably the only one. We're not the only one now. We're one of the few that actually caters to dispatchers, to help dispatchers learn this business and provide you. We're the only one that provides so many tools and resources. There's not another platform out there that provides the sheer number of tools, resources, and access that we provide, and no one is going to give you a support group like we do. Everybody, check out Charles Mundy's platform. Go to his platform at Exodus Dispatching and Training.com. That's Exodus Dispatching and Training.com. He has a very, very, very good platform. His platform is a complement to our platform. His platform is more direct consulting, gives you more hands-on with him personally, and he plugs in all the little things that you need to know as far as terms, terminology, the way, different things that you need to know in order to get a clear and a better understanding of this industry. So check it out. And he's giving some great 2-for-1 prices on his platform. Again, we thank you all. We appreciate you so very, very much. Until next time, this is Calvin with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Network of Dispatchers. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you all next Saturday, same bat channel, same bat time.